When I was in the octagon, I always wanted my people in the crowd. There's nothing like your people going insane at the fight. So it was always important to me that my people could get the best seats at the best price. And my sponsor, Game Time, is the best way to do that. Look, I'm not easily impressed, but Game Time got me. It's the only ticketing app that gets you complete peace of mind with your purchase. I can actually see the view from my seat on my phone before I buy. Their all-in pricing shows me my total cost up front. And I can buy tickets in seconds with just 2 taps. No queues, no spinning wheels, no stress. Just me, my phone, and a couple of killer seats. They've even got incredible zone deals. I pick the sections, they pick the seats, I save even more. And Game Time is proud to offer the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. They have your back with Game Time ticket coverage, including the lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, 24-hour returns, and more. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Game Time is going to give you 110% of the difference. That's not talk, guys. That's a guarantee. Download the Game Time app. Use code Chael and get $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, zero stress. Just click the link below.
Pereira and Chimaev. All right. Now, it's a problem. Like, this isn't just something that's going to go away. So, you got to really understand this. One thing about Alex Pereira, okay, not only will Alex Pereira whip your ass, not only will Alex Pereira whip every man's ass, he'll call you out. He'll tell you, I'm going to whip your ass. He'll even give you a chance to back down. Alex Pereira will give you a straight-up chance to back down. Just simply hear my call out and then admit to the world that I'm a better fighter than you. That's all you got to do. Now, the reason that's so relevant is you have to play by and you have to answer to whatever rules you set forth. Like, nothing ever stuck to George St. Pierre. Nothing. But George never called anyone out. George never challenged people. George never talked trash about people. So when people tried to do it to him, it wasn't a situation where he had to bang his chest, he had to step forward, and he had to make sure to answer for it. It wasn't like that. He didn't do it. It wasn't part of his code. So if you did it to him, it was the same as if it never happened. All right, I want you to keep that in mind, though, because Alex Pereira is one win away from being the greatest fighter of all time. But make sure you understand, greatest fighter of all time is a debate, right? Well, yeah, it's a debate right now. It's not a debate if he goes 3 for 3. If Alex Pereira, we talk about being one win away. If he was to beat Tom Aspinall, we don't have a conversation about GOAT anymore. We just say Alex Pereira. If he was to be the first ever triple champion. So, all right. I want you to have that, though. I want you to have that in your mind, because speaking of talking tough, and talking tough matters. We're in the tough guy business. You want to back somebody down, back his ass down. It counts. Ilia Topuria did not beat Islam Makhachev. Here, I just want to make this point for you guys. Ilia Topuria did not beat Islam. Islam was ranked number 1. Ilia was ranked number 2. Ilia moved up to 155 and challenged Islam. Islam did not accept that challenge. Now, I'm not saying he turned it down. He didn't accept the challenge. And they officially changed the rankings and put Ilia number 1, Islam number 2, and there was nothing anybody could do about it. One guy called for the fight. One guy didn't do it, but are you with me on this? Are you with me so far? I'm trying to prove a point, but have I proven it? Because Alex Pereira is getting called out by Khamzat Chimaev, and this isn't new. It's not new. Chimaev was looking for Pereira when Pereira was an 85-pounder. Chimaev then became an 85-pounder. So all of a sudden you realize he's not kidding. Chimaev's been looking for Pereira since Pereira was a 205-pounder. Now, he doesn't deny that he likes the matchup. He doesn't deny that the history of the sport tends to favor the better striker, or I apologize, the better grappler over the better striker. Now, that's not necessarily where our sport is today, but the history of the sport lends toward that. So, what are you going to do with that? I mean, I just want to know, what are you going to do with that? If we're going to give Pereira credit, and we do, we give Pereira a lot of credit for his willingness to call out anybody. He called out Tom Aspinall for UFC 300. He wasn't kidding. He's calling out John Jones right now. He's not kidding. We have to give credit to that, right? We have to. And John Jones understands that rule, which is why John Jones is accepting the call out, or at least not refusing the call out. Okay, but if all these rules are true for everybody, what does he do about Chimaev? What does he do? Chimaev hasn't gone through the division. He hasn't cleaned it out. I can think of lots of guys. I mean, Chimaev and Bo Nickel is very compelling. Chimaev and RDR is very compelling. And I know how ruthless this sport is, and RDR got beat. You don't see that anymore, but it is. Chimaev in a rematch with Drickus, 1 or 2 matches from now is very compelling. But moreover than them being compelling is they haven't happened yet. Like, Chimaev has not cleaned out the division. Chimaev has never fought Israel Adesanya, the king of the middleweight division. Just for example. Does that matter? I mean, does that really matter? I get that historically, before you could change divisions, we had this belief you had to clean it out, but is that really true? Is that really what we're seeing now? I'm seeing it less and less. I don't think that Weili did it. Weili didn't beat Dern, just for example. I don't know that you would say that Ilya did it. As great as Ilya was, he left the weight a little bit prematurely, I think. As great as Islam was, I think he left the weight a little bit premature. Like, does it really matter? Here's my point, guys. I am this close to saying that Alex Pereira is the GOAT. He's 1 win away from not only me saying he's the GOAT, I'm going a step further. I'm saying that you no longer get to have an opinion. That's a big step. I'm saying, as one of the biggest voices in the sport, humbly, but either way, as one of the biggest voices in the sport, I'm saying that my stance won't just be Alex Pereira is the GOAT. My stance will be a little further, which is you no longer get an opinion. It is Alex Pereira. If he goes champ, it is Alex Pereira. But what do we do about this Chimaev problem? I mean, what do we do about that? Chimaev's not just some punk with a big mouth. He's the undefeated champion of the world. What do you do about that? How do you reconcile that? They're 1 weight class apart. Chimaev's got to get there. But that's not just some punk running his mouth. It's the undefeated world champion who consistently for 2 years over 2 weight classes has been running his mouth. That genuinely would need answered for.